Hey everyone, welcome to Sims Paradise. In this episode, I don't know really what I have planned yet, but I do have one main thing planned. But anyways, in the last episode, the twins had went on their first double date and it didn't really end out well. Jack um got a dog which in a couple episodes might have been a couple episodes ago. She had aged up to an adult. But the reason why the date was not the best date was because Jessica had ended up having an accident on the date, and, well, lo and behold, it didn't really result in that. So Jack did the right thing when they got home and kind of tried to help her make her feel a little bit better. But today, Nichole had got something in the mail, and it states, Dear Mrs. Hussein, we have been reviewing your custody case with Mr. Morningstar over Azriel Morningstar. We have came to the understanding your history with dark power, and with that in thought of that, we have made a decision. Custody shall go to the darker power. Since the child is of dark unwedlock, which means her and Judas were not married, nor are you married to any person in dark wedlock, full custody will go to Mr. Morningstar, effective immediately. A worker will be picking up Azrael as of 9 p.m. tonight. Thank you. Sincerely, Dark Order Judge Azazel. So, in other words, what he's saying pretty much is either she has to find a husband in the Dark Order or the Dark, world by 9 o'clock p.m. It's 9 a.m. in Sims World. So, she's, really, distraught. Like, she doesn't know what to do. And so she is gonna just tell the kids, listen, can you keep an eye on Riel, and I gotta go somewhere. And she does have someone in mind who she is going to go visit that she knows would be there for her, even though they not always had the best relationship in the past. She knows that he would be there for her. And he is someone from the Dark Order. So, just give me a minute. Okay, so we are here actually at Lucas and M's place. She's kind of touching up with Lucas. Like, it's been a while since she's been with, seen with Lucas. And, obviously there is a little bit of tension there, but Lucas has always kind of been there for her, even though they're past. And he has stated that he's going to be there for her no matter what. And obviously she is a little bit upset with everything that's happened. So she is telling Lucas, and he's like, listen, you know I always have your back through this stuff, and I know that the Dark Order is definitely making the wrong decision. Your daughter deserves to be with you, and so I want to offer you something, and I don't want you to take it the wrong way. He said, but I know how the Dark Order works. I've worked with them firsthand. And he said, I would love for you to marry me now, before 9 o'clock. I know it's kind of rushed. She's like, I, I honestly don't know what to say. Like, you would do that, honestly, for me, just to help me save my daughter. And he said, "You know, I've always loved you. I've always cared much, much for you. And I don't want to be with anybody else. That's why I've never been with anybody else." So, okay, so Nichole had to run to the bathroom real quick, but they did indeed do the engagement, and then they are going to hurry up and elope, which means that the Dark Order will pretty much be forced to let Nichole keep Azrael because, let's face it, the paper even said it that as soon if she would get into dark wedlock, the whole case would be closed and all that, and Nichole and Em would win. So Nichole's using the restroom, and then she's gonna come downstairs, and they are going to elope immediately because that's what Lucas offered her, and she agreed. Just because she knows Lucas will always be there for her, even though she does still have feelings for Judas, which obviously probably will never be able to come back. And he's doing this solely for her and Azrael, and that means Azazel, the judge of the Dark Court, will be notified immediately and will be forced to pretty much drop all the case, which means that Azrael will stay with Nichole. And don't worry, guys, Lucas will be moving in with us, but he will be getting edited up because I don't really care for the way that they have him right now. We're gonna say Nichole stated that now that we are technically married, I want to give you a makeover. So she's gonna be giving him a makeover, and we will see what that is then. So just give me a few minutes and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so this is Nichole's makeover of Lucas. She did trim his hair a little bit, and he's pretty much like whatever. Like he would do anything for Nichole. That's the way he always has been. Um and so this is his everyday look. His formal look, his athletic look, his sleepwear, his party wear, his swimwear, his hot weather, and his cold weather. So another thing I do have to do as well is edit up his dark form as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and just remove his glasses mainly. That's the main thing I want to do. Like, I'm not going to give him anything too fancy with it. I'm just really just taking the glasses as well as the earrings out because he doesn't have earrings on his regular day look. And another thing that we have to take into consideration is now that she is legally married to a vampire, which I do have to change her last name, but um, does this mean that she's going to go back to being a vampire? And that question is going to be answered very soon. So let's jump back in the game and we'll figure that answer out. Okay, so we are back. Um, I do want to check the calendar though, just to make sure that there isn't any like birthdays or anything that we are going to miss today. We're actually pretty good. Azrael doesn't age up for until next week, so we're good with that. But Lucas said he did get something in the mail that was sticking out, and it says, "Dear Mrs. Coven, Nichole, I heard congratulations is in order. Your dark wedlock has changed the decision of the Dark Court. Azrael will remain under your custody as dark power has exceeded our standard testing. We wish your marriage luck. Sincerely, the Dark Order." So it looks as if their marriage worked its magic. They did exactly what they wanted from it. Um, and I think oh, and by the way, guys, his dark look, like his eyes and that always will look like this because, I don't know, they're, I guess, is just like a glitch or something. But Lucas is like, "Nichole, we do need to talk about, like, what happened in the past. Like, obviously, I turned you without permission the last time." So he's sitting there thinking, and obviously he knows, like, eventually things will be different, and he doesn't want to have to feel um, like things are different for each other. So he is going to just offer to turn. Um, and see what she says because she doesn't he doesn't want to make her feel uncomfortable like she did before. He said, obviously, he said, "I'm a vampire and we are married now. Things are a lot different than the way I was before. Um, would you want me to turn you?" And she said, "You know what? I think to be safe, I would rather us spend eternity together than eternity apart with our daughter and maybe our future children." So he did turn her. Obviously, he's stopping her there from too much, taking too much. He needs his rest, which, let's just recap here what he can do. He can cause hallucinations, and he can turn Sims into other things. However, he does have uncontrollable hissing. So, that is what he can do with his powers. So, with that said, guys, I know this one was really short, and it was kind of fast-paced, but I think the kids are, like, kind of, like, taken back about everything. Everything was kind of rushed in this. marriage and all that, so they don't know really how to feel. Um, but only time will tell. But obviously, Nichole and Lucas did know each other for years. Lucas has always kind of showed that he would do things, even out of his normal for Nichole. And so, I don't think that it would be such of a far cry from anything. And so we're going to go ahead and end it out here. So Lucas, in a way, did come back in the end to ultimately be a good guy. Even though the last time we kind of really messed with him bigly, mainly, was for a big, like, negative storyline with him where he turned Nichole without permission. And this time around, he pretty much helped Nichole keep her daughter. Um, and also, he asked her if she wanted to turn before he even decided, because he knew in his head if he did turn her before she knew, then everything could be changed. Which I think that he truly does love Lucas, and deep down inside, I think there is a little bit that does say Nichole truly does care about Lucas, because he was the first person she went to when she needed him. And that says a lot. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys all next week for another Sims Paradise. Peace.